Hello everybody, this is NC4XL creating another video that might help on what I use, and it may help if you happen to use it or thinking about using it. First of all, this is not what I suggest you buy. I suggest you buy what you can afford and are willing to spend money after doing research on. Have to brag a little bit. I don't go nowhere without it. And I'm proud of the organization we all belong. The battery that I'm going to be operating and talking about is that one there. But 2 is 1, 1 is none, and when you run 2 or 3 operators and you run big pileups, you may need 2. That's why you see 2 in this video. This battery is set up to be charged with the plug on your right in the video, and the Anderson connectors are on your left. That comes standard when I purchased this battery. We'll talk monies here in a little bit. On my batteries, I've dated them so that I know when I purchased it, and I store my batteries in here, okay, in this overly priced toolbox that does nice things. For myself, I acquired pre-made up from DX Engineering this cable, 6 feet long, 8 feet long, something like that, that I'll attach to the top here and set the battery box on the ground, leaving more room on the table. Then I'll connect here with this to one of the 2 batteries that will be inside here, okay? That's what I do. All depends. I like this type of a cord. I always carry 2 of them. You know my theory on 2 because I have one in the car that if I have to jump ship real quick, I can attach it to my connection point in the car to the dash and still operate through the antenna coming through the window. Now, one more thing we'll show you. This is the OEM charger designed for this battery, this company battery, okay? So now we'll do some talking here. And I'm going to turn this around, and I'm hopefully going to get a picture of my ugly mug and explain what we're going through. You see the battery. 15 amps will take Mike and I 3.5 hours as 2 operators in pretty good strong pileups. That's how long it lasts. That's why I take 2, because there's going to be times where it's not going to last because I forgot to charge it. We're having a hellacious day, and the bands are wide open and we can't keep up, and those are all things that we dream about. So let me turn this around. I think I've got everything mentioned I was going to mention and pictures of everything. So here we go. Okay. The Bioenno battery is more expensive than the Miati and a couple of the others. This particular battery, the reason I bought it is I don't have a shop and all that kind of stuff. I want it quick and convenient, and I paid for that privilege, okay? The battery already has the plug-in from the OEM charger, and it's important that you hear what I just said. Any charger will not necessarily work on charging your battery. If you're going to get a battery, I can't tell you to get it, but I would suggest you get an OEM charger designed for that particular battery. It's very important that you use the proper charging. Now, if you want to do it the other way, that's up to you. You may have to learn how to shock a battery to jump start the, what do they call it, the BMS in it, the BCM rather. The thing is, use what is required. Don't just jury rig something if you don't have to. If you can afford it, yes, this is a more expensive battery. It's a workhorse. The Miyati is a workhorse. It works. It uses alligator clips. You can modify any of these batteries to whatever connections that you utilize. Everything in my shack, from my 991, 718, the block or strip from my power supply, all use Anderson pole connectors. They're awesome. And you can buy them pre-made up if you don't want to spend the money on the crimping tool. If you don't want to have extra stuff laying around. We pay for the privilege of convenience, and that's going to be there. If you should use another battery, I'm not saying not to use it. Mike has a great length of consumption time-wise on his battery, and that's awesome. Every one of us operate different, folks. Some of you are leisurely operating. Some of you are sending CW. Some of you are doing QRP. There's a lot of different variables of consumption by different modes of operating. So you can't have a set, I'm going to get. You just get out there and start experimenting and trying. You don't have to buy one of the fancy boxes like I did. Again, I'm lazy, and I'll be the first to admit it. And I paid way too much money. I could have paid somebody $40 and had them buy the materials and build me one and feel just as confident as the one that I have. But the one that I have does what I need it to do. It transports both my batteries in one spot. It allows me to set it under the table. They're secured. And I can still operate. I can run my cell phone off of that. I can run a regular 12 volt off of that. I can look at the idiot meter, and the idiot meter tells me I got 11 volts left. That's the point where it's going to drop off. Those are things you learn. So that's my video today. This is a battery I believe in. It's more expensive. It is not cheap unless you get it on sale. The company, I've heard several who have ordered the battery. The battery is not in stock. They upgraded from a 15 amp to a 20 amp or larger to take care of the customer. The customer service from this company has been astounding on my side, and I've heard several others and seen posts on Facebook that they have been treated well. So based on that, that's just this battery. Whatever battery you use is for you. I'm not saying this is the best. All I'm saying, this is what I use. You use what works for you. Make it convenient so that if you're sitting on a picnic table and the weather turns abruptly wicked, you can run to the car and either drag the battery and set it on the dash and or use that 8-foot extension Anderson pole connectors cable so that you can put the battery on the floorboard and the radio on the dash. Make things work for you. There's no right way, it's your way. Whatever you guys and gals do out there on your activation, when you set it up, there's not always a perfect answer, and even perfect things fail. So have a blessed day. North Carolina for extreme lovers, and you know me, I'm not. I'm just a darling old man. 73s till we meet on the air.